Welcome to the Bitcoin price prediction and stock market weekly report with me, Cameron Fous, who's been trading for the past 20 years, and I've made millions of dollars trading crypto, forex, and stocks. Now, the purpose of this series is to show you guys exactly what I'm doing with my money in my portfolio, so in turn, you can make more informed and better trading decisions based off the highest probability setups that I'm going to present to you today. With that said, guys, based on everything I said in last week's video, based on gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the US dollar, and the US stock market, I'm now personally up $40,000. So this is extremely time-sensitive information, and you must hit subscribe and, more importantly, that notification bell so you can be alerted as soon as these new videos go live. What is going on currently with Bitcoin as of right now? We can see that the head and shoulders pattern that I was discussing in last week's video is now playing out. It looked like we were slightly getting ready to see some upside ticks after the Bitcoin Miami conference. Everyone was getting all razzled up. I was supposed to be on a live panel just yesterday. Everyone on that panel was extremely bullish. And I found that funny because I was going to go in there and be like, my opinion is slightly different than your guys's. I'm still thinking we are in a bear mode right now, but unfortunately I wasn't able to attend, but I'm going on live next week. So follow me on Twitter to find out and go listen to me next week for that analysis. But right now, guys, we have officially broken down this bear flag to the downside. The head and shoulders pattern is completely in play as of right now. And I think the highest probability scenario for us right now as traders, I was already short from 30K. I re-added in my Wolfpack Telegram group in this range here at about 27.3. My targets are going to be down here, minimum target about 25K. But if we look at kind of what's going on, we just have a lot of consolidation in this entire range between 25.3 all the way down to this previous pivot right here at about 22.4. So really, anywhere in this range, I will be covering all my position for profits. I never select a single point to lock in gains. I look at a wide range. I'm like, okay, let's say I have 10 Bitcoin short right now. I would say I'm going to cover one Bitcoin short here, one Bitcoin short here, one Bitcoin short here, one Bitcoin short. I call this a grid. It's grid trading because this ensures that you're always locking in profits, because I don't know if the bottom is going to be right here, and I don't know if the bottom is going to be right here. So why don't I just ensure that I'm locking in and catch a piece of the pie the entire way down, just in case it's right here. At least I lock in some gains, but then it pops up. Okay. And that was it. So if we look at what kind of confluences are happening right here, we do also have this ascending trend that's rising here, which kind of comes into confluence with also this pivot range right here. So I think a high probability buy scenario, if we do dip on Bitcoin, would be about 23,800 or the 24,000 whole number mark. Really right in this range, I think would be the exact sweet spot to potentially start adding to a long position for a short-term bounce to then potentially retest this area that we then broke down. What happens from there, I have no fucking idea, but we also are going to have this descending resistance coming into play also, which is also going to run into that bounce level right around 27,000 to 26,000 as well, depending on where this actually happens and how long it takes for this potential bounce to play out. But that's what I'm looking at here on Bitcoin right now with my current open short positions, of which I'm still short from 30,000, and I had a new position at Bybit in this range. Everything that I have short right now up in 30,000 is at my Hydra Funding account that you can see right here. I still have all these open position shorts from over 30,000, but I'm also locking in gains the entire way down because I have no idea where the bottom is going to be. All I know is that as long as I'm locking in gains in a grid the entire step of the way, I'm always making money and always ensuring that I'm moving forward in my trading accounts. All right, guys, so similar situation that we're looking at here on Ethereum, which obviously affects the altcoins a lot more than Bitcoin does. And right now, Ethereum is also breaking down this flag and also retesting the degenerate trend after faking everyone out yesterday. A lot of people thought we were going to see some upside action. I was almost kind of convinced that, hey, maybe we are going to bottom out here and see some short-term action to the top. But all it did was retest the high pivot of the actual bear flag that we're forming, and then saw 2 days of immediate selling and now back to new lows. Right? So we don't exactly know what's going to happen. This bear flag is only on day one. We haven't necessarily seen a confirmed follow-through breakdown yet. We're finding some buyers here right now, and we also have a lot of support right here around 1750 from this pivot here and also this consolidation. But the next high probability area of confluence and support is going to be at this pivot right around here, 1650, which also coincides with this now ascending trend right here. If we're looking for an area of high probability to cover shorts for profits or buy the dip here, I do believe about 1650 is a solid buy the dip potential opportunity for Ethereum. When we get down there, that means we're also going to be looking for altcoins to buy on the dip as well. All right, guys, now looking at what we have going on with the US dollar silver, as I said last week, we're getting ready to break out, and the next major resistance point is about 105. And I said if we do rip on the US dollar, we're going to see a lot of downside potential on gold and silver, and I do still think we have the potential to go all the way up to 105. But we're getting into high greedy levels here, so we could potentially getting ready to top out here. But the actual physical support isn't up until about 105. And if we look at what's happened with gold, we've seen a big pullback, but we are also nearing some heavy support levels. One, we have this pivot here, which also coincides and has confluence with this ascending trend. So this is a potential dip buying opportunity for gold. I also believe right around 1900, which is obviously a psychological whole number support, which coincides with some other confluences that we've seen in the past. About 1900, also 1800 at this pivot. And then if we look all the way back here to a longer term chart of the ascending trend, we have a very strong potential buy opportunity if we get all the way back down to this ascending trend level right here, which also has confluence at about 1700 from previous pivots. All I know is that every one of these levels is going to be a solid dip buying opportunity for gold, because I do believe we're going to see a consolidation to come back down, bounce off support, whether it's this one, this one, this one, or this one. I have no fucking idea when any of the bottom is going to happen, but I do believe we're going to see a retest of 2000 again, and this fourth time that we retest 2000 levels. If we break out and get a confirmed breakout, I do believe we're going to $2,500 to $3,000 on gold, and it's going to be an excellent trade. But we could potentially see a lot of downside potential first. If you're buying here, gold at 1950, I would keep your stop extremely wide and be prepared for potential dips all the way down to 1700 to continually add to that position in dollar cost average, because I do believe we have the potential to go all the way down there before we see the consolidation and push up. So I wouldn't bet the farm at here at about 1950. I would be prepared for more downside, especially if the dollar continues to pump to 105 at these levels, where that's going to correlate to some more downside on gold. If we look at the S&P 500, guys, it looked, and a lot of people wanted it to actually break out above this level, about 4,180. But I actually added to my short positions there, because I do believe we're going to come back down and retest this level on this ascending channel right now, and then eventually break the ascending channel here and come back down and retest about 3,500 minimum, possibly even lower on the S&P 500. The NASDAQ has been a wild play. I've been adding continually short to my NASDAQ position, because if you watched last week's video, I said prepare for the bull trap that is coming. We're going to spike over these highs, watch for a bull trap, and if we get that bull trap, spike over this level, and then start closing down below, we're going to see a pullback all the way back down easily to 13,000, but then potentially continually go down, possibly between 38% and 61% on the Fibonacci levels. That would be probably a prime area to start locking in gains from my position that I'm currently short on right now. We were actually getting a lot of selling, but we saw a big spike to the upside, all because Nvidia blew fucking earnings out of the water. And we can look at what's going on with Nvidia after hours trading. This is absolute madness. Look at this. Nvidia is all the way up at 380, hit as high as $400 per share, all-time highs for Nvidia. So it's actually trading at about 380 right now. I do believe upwards of $400 is a potential high probability short for Nvidia. This is absolute irrational exuberance to have this at all-time highs right now. I do believe that this is going to be a massive gap to be filled. Most gaps are filled in the US stock market when we do see a gap up. So if we gap up and open at 380 to 400, we could potentially come back down and fill the gap down here at about 316 to 305, where we closed before earnings actually came out, for a potential short position on Nvidia. Now, I have been building a lot of positions, not in just US stocks. I'm also short German 30 and Euro stocks 50. But if we look at what's going on in the US 30, we are now retesting here, here, and here, and we are now finally rolling off this level and now hitting new lows, getting below this low. So we have now a lower low pivot, which leads me to believe that the trend is starting to shift, and we're definitely going to start coming back down, potentially retest this 31.5 level. And if worst case scenario for the bulls, which would be best case scenario for me, we come back down and retest all the way down here to new lows below this pivot and retest a new level of this now descending channel, which would bring us all the way back down to about 27K, which would also have a lot of confluence from the high pivots and now support levels from all the way back to 2018 in the markets. I'm very heavy short US 30 right now. I'm also in a very similar trade setup on UK 100. We have this new descending channel that's forming up. Test here, here, now pivot here, also connected with the pivot here. I do believe we have a new low that just broke down right here, and now we're trading below that low, of which we're going to now retest potentially all the way back down here and retest this confluence area down about 6,800 to 7,000 for UK 100, and that would be a great position for me because I have a large position open short on the UK 100. If we look at German 30, guys, right, retesting previous all-time highs, of which I added short to this position. As we tested that bull trap in play, we are still actually bullish here on this trend. So we need to break down this long-term ascending trend that's been forming up since September of last year. Also, Euro Stoxx 50, similar setup, retesting all-time highs. I've been adding short to this for like the past month or so. Added short again up here, and now we're dumping. Now getting a new lower low on this pivot, which leads me to believe that this trend could be breaking, and we start shifting the trend to the downside, and we could come back all the way down easily to 3,700 for US 30. If you actually look at what's going on here in my Hydra Funding account, I'm up $50,000 right now. We actually just spiked up again. You can see my open shorts on Bitcoin. Euro Stoxx 50, I've been adding shorts every time we spike up here, here, and here. I'm also short Meta, shorted off the top here as well as here. I'm also short Apple off the top up here. S&P 500, I continually add to this short. US 30, you can see I've been continually adding. Every spike of the way that we've been going up here, I've been adding to the short. I also added here, and now we're hitting new lower lows of this pivot. Also, UK 100, guys, look at this thing continually dumping off the highs. This has taken a lot of patience as I added here, 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 and here, all the way up, and then had to wait patiently for the now dump that's coming into play and fruition right now. So this is that I'm trading at Hydra Funding. If you want to get up to $200,000 in a Hydra Funding trading account, get funded for a fraction of cost, all you got to do is pass our simple challenge of earning a small profit without going into a large loss. If you pass that challenge, you can get access to funding, $50,000, $100,000, upwards of $200,000 for your trading account and be able to trade crypto, forex, and stocks. You can see I'm up $50,000 in that account this week alone, using everything I've been talking about since last week's video based on my analysis and giving you the highest probability trading setups. All I'm trying to do here is show you guys what I do with my money so that you can make more informed decisions for you. I also have a Telegram group where I do this in real time and tell you exactly when I'm buying and selling. But anyways, guys, that's a wrap for today's video. Lots of good action right now. I'm super pumped to see this now reversal coming into fruition and showing you guys how to kind of counterintuitively think against the grain of the market. Just like when I was on this Twitter panel the other day, just a few days ago, everyone's bullish. Everyone's just coming back from the Bitcoin Miami conference. They're all I look at is price action. News, opinions don't matter to me. All it matters is what is price action doing, of which we have to be watching what's going on with price action. But at the same time, we also have to know that there's high impact news that comes every once in a while, such as PCE, which is coming out Friday tomorrow, might be happening right now as you're watching this video. But anyways, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and for sure, hit that notification bell if you want to get this Bitcoin price prediction and stock market weekly report alerted right to your inbox every time I make a new video. I'll see you in the next one.